All right, Nick, once again, let's talk about the Texas Longhorns. They have been on fire lately this offseason, and it does not stop now. This is maybe the biggest get they have had this entire offseason. I think this is going to be absolutely game changing for the 2024 season.
Yeah, Miles, Texas is building all kinds of momentum as they get ready for the 2023 season and for the out years as well. Great job by Coach Sarkisian and company. This program is getting better and better. But before we look to the future, let's take a step back, Longhorns fans, and focus on the past very briefly. And that's why I want you guys in the comment section below to give us your favorite Texas pass rusher of all time. Been a lot of great ones that come through and play at Austin, but we're going to make you only pick one. Give us your favorite or the best, both Texas pass rusher of all time in the comment section below. But all right, Miles, what you got? What is this big news out of Texas?
Well, Nick, this could be the new favorite pass rusher in the Texas fans' eyes because this guy looks to be a game changing talent. We're talking, of course, about none other than Colin Simmons, the insane 5-star edge that has just committed to Texas. Let's get into the story, then we'll get into particulars. But, Nick, this is, of course, from @HayesFawcett on Twitter. This guy is the king of breaking recruiting news. So go give him a follow if you want to check out anything like that. But it says 5-star plus edge Colin Simmons of Duncanville, Texas, Duncanville High, announced his commitment to Texas Thursday afternoon. The 6'2", 225-pounder chose the Longhorns over LSU and Miami. Simmons is a speed rushing dynamo who stars for one of the top high school programs in Texas, arguably the most dominant defensive player in the 2024 cycle, registering 22.5 sacks as a junior while playing in Texas' highest classification. The Lone Star State edge joins Coach Sarkisian in the Longhorns' top 20 class in the 2024 rankings. He's accompanied by 4-star running back Jarrett Gibson and 4-star wide receiver Aaron Hampton, among others. Nick, I think that top 20 class is about to get a lot better because this guy is legit. He's a speed rushing dynamo. As they said, this guy can rack up the sacks, and he looks elite doing it. And I think the key here, he's doing it against some of the best competition in the country in that Texas classification there. I think those are some of the best teams that you can play against. But what do you think about the get of Simmons, and how does this affect Texas going forward?
So what we've seen in terms of the major college powerhouses, the programs that are competing for and winning national titles over the last half decade or so, is elite level quarterback play, primarily out of the SEC. We've seen it with Alabama, whether it's Tua, whether it's Bryce Young. Georgia got very good quarterback play out of Stetson Bennett. That's just been the model. That's the way it's worked. Quality quarterback play out of the SEC has won national titles. You can go back to Joe Burrow, same thing, right, with the LSU Tigers. The way you can eliminate that, the one way you can destroy that, is having a pass rusher where it doesn't matter how you scheme against him. It doesn't matter how good the tackle is across from him. He is such a dynamic playmaker. He can blow up the entire offense. And that's exactly what this guy is. And I think that's exactly what he will be for Texas as they transfer over to the SEC. He is their answer to elite level quarterback play in the SEC. Because one of the things we've seen, it's just tough. There's no one that can actually stop these guys when they're hot, right? It doesn't matter how many great DBs. You need to have a lot of great DBs. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Joe Burrow put up crazy numbers. Tua put up crazy numbers. Bryce Young put up crazy numbers. Stetson Bennett put up a lot of good numbers, right? It doesn't matter sometimes how deep you are on defense or how talented you think you are. If the quarterback is playing well and he's got enough talent in his own right, which you will at Georgia, at LSU, at Alabama, which is going to be Texas competition, of course, when they transfer over, the only way you can negate that is to have a pass rusher that can blow everything up before it can get started. That's what this guy is. And from that perspective, I think this is a massive get for the Texas Longhorns. He is the literal answer to the biggest problem for SEC defenses right now. You talk about his 22.5 sacks. His playmaking is ridiculous. Looking at his high school film, he's virtually unblockable. His motor is insane. He's a destructive force of nature, the way he plays football. This is a guy that day one is going to be a playmaker. And as he gets better, as he gets a little bit bigger in an SEC, soon to be SEC weight room, this guy's going to be a beast going after the quarterback.
Yeah, Nick, you brought it up, destructive force of nature. Some people would say he's got that dog in him. He's truly a game breaker. But this guy's also just a leader, Nick. He's back-to-back MVP. He's MVP of the Texas District 11 6A classification his sophomore year. Again this year, co-MVP his junior year. He led his team to a 15-0 record in the Class 6A state championship. He was named the Dallas Morning News Defensive Player of the Year. He broke the Duncanville school record for sacks with that crazy 22.5 sacks. This guy's also the Texas Sport Writer Association Defensive Player of the Year. He has all of the accolades, yet he seems very humble. He seems down to earth, like a really good guy to have on your team, a really great playmaker. I just think all in all, this is going to be a good culture fit and a good impact player fit. He talks about in his interview how Coach Sarkisian and them expect him to make an impact his first year on campus. I think this is a guy comes in, starts out the gate, can make an impact. But as you said, once he gets that SEC, now it'll be a SEC weight room, into his veins. And once he gets a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger, this guy is going to be better every single year.
And Miles, I want to leave you with this. Looking at his scouting report, here's the one sentence. This is from 24/7 Sports. I tell me that really jumped off the page at me. And here's a great line. His athleticism and playmaking drive occasionally run him out of plays. Talking about his high school film. You know what that means? Translated, he is literally too good for the high school classification. He's too fast. He's too athletic. He's overrunning plays. That's not going to be a problem in college. I always want a guy who is so good, so scary, athletic, so explosive, has such a high motor that sometimes he's better than his competition. That's a great sign. You want to have that kind of energy. You want to have that kind of drive. This guy's going to be a big-time defensive weapon for Texas.